Greg, who inspired you? Who made you want to grab a microphone? Who did you watch before stand-up? Who do you watch now that you're a comic? Is it the same, or are they different? And secondly, what is your worst comedy experience on the road, at home, wherever? And do you date black girls?
Hey Cory, how you doing? My comedy influences when I started, I think the first influence I had was Eddie Murphy. I never was like a big stand-up fan as a kid, but my friend Stacy Weiland and I, we went on this wrestling trip. We had to get on a Greyhound bus. We had to take it to Iowa for a wrestling tournament, and we couldn't eat or drink because we had to make weight, and I was like really sort of like, I don't know, I was young, so I was probably too young to be depressed, but I was like really stressing and sad, and I really wanted to drink something. And my buddy had this cassette tape on like a Walkman, and it was Eddie Murphy, and that was the coolest thing I ever heard. And I went around, sort of quoting Eddie Murphy for the next 6 months, annoying all of my friends and family. So he was my first influence. I would say Bob Newhart is an influence, and then I would say some more contemporary guys like Mitch Hedberg. I mean, stylistically, we're very different, and he's much more successful than I am. he's a genius, but he was really good to me when I started out. I got to work with him a few times. Really great guy, and obviously a genius. And there's a guy named Ron Morey that was very influential to me. Ron is probably not as well known as some of the guys I mentioned, but Ron is just this awesome comedian and awesome human being that sort of at one point pulled me aside. It was like, man, you're off stage, you do like these characters and you do these things. He's like, you should try to do more of that in your act, and it sort of changed everything for me. So Ron's a big influence. And then Mark Gross is another guy that is a big influence on me, and I think more from just how to go about the business, how to treat people, and also he's very funny, guys. Yeah, I would say stylistically maybe I think I have a lot of Eddie Murphy's and Bob Newhart's characteristics.
Very cool.
The worst experience I've had was I don't know. It's there's been a lot of embarrassing ones. There's a lot of humiliation in the business, and I probably haven't had the worst experience yet that I'm gonna have. That's the thing. You're never that far from humiliate. I can't even say it. I got in a fight one time where I was doing this gig out in LA at the place called the Ha Ha, and these gangbanger guys were up front, and they had a phone, and they were talking on the phone incessantly, and I asked if I could see the phone, and they threw it up to me because they thought I was going to play that cute little game where I talk to their friends and they're the center of attention, and I threw the phone against the wall, and it split. It just went into a million pieces, and the guy, he's like, "Bring it, man, bring it, let's go." And I was such a moron. I was like, "All right, man, let's go, let's take it outside," because I was thinking in my head, I was like, I don't want to get the club into trouble, which I'm sure it's very different fighting 4 feet from the club. But that wasn't such a great experience. But I get to tell stories about it, so it's probably not the worst experience. I ate it hard in front of the St. Louis Cardinals. That was a really bad experience. That's my favorite sports team of all time. I was literally looking at people, and I could have told you the lifetime batting average of people that did not think I was funny, individually.
Wow.
I don't have a policy against dating black girls, but I don't think I've ever dated a black girl. I think black girls might have a policy against dating me. Lately, I don't date any girls, so yeah.
All right.